How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the FCB Army channel, because today we are covering our last game against Real Betis, which of course we won 3-2 away from home, and what a game it was, guys. But I want to first start off with saying that the Setien effect is still in full effect. We have control, possession, and we attack well going forward, guys, under Setien. Defensive issues are still there, but I'm going to talk about that a little later in the video. But so far so good, guys. We are on the right track. But again, I want to stress the fact that I believe he did get the lineup wrong, and a lot of the players in this lineup missed their chances to impress, like Firpo and definitely Roberto. I don't know why he keeps using him in the forward position. I really do not know why he's doing that. And Vidal, although I did like him in the lineup, he had a poor game, but I'm going to talk about that a little later in the video also. And Betis really came to play today, guys. They came to play ball. They made it tough for us. They made it hard coming out of the back because we could not deal with the high press at all the first half. First half was purely dominated by Betis, to be honest with you. And then this happened, the correct call in my mind for the penalty. And I believe it was bad defending, because honestly, as a center back or as a wing back or any kind of defender, you have to put your hands behind your back. It's a known thing now. You can't have your arm spread out like that so far from your body, and if it hits your hand, it's always going to be a penalty call. I remember watching it, I knew it was going to be a penalty. I didn't even have to see it again to know it was going to be a penalty. And of course, Sergio Canales just made no mistake from the spot. He buried it. It was a good penalty. He made Ter Stegen go the wrong way, and that was 1-0 for them at the moment. But credit to Barcelona, because honestly, we never stopped fighting in this game, and it didn't look like we were ever going to stop fighting, because we responded right away in the form of Frankie de Jong, because this kid was balling last night, guys. If you watched the game, you enjoyed a masterclass by Frankie de Jong, because he was all over the place, and he was the one who got his first goal last night, or his second goal, I believe, of the season. And this goal had de Jong's fingerprints all over it. I mean, he started the play from the back. You can see it in the first picture. He started it just ahead of his box. He spread the ball across to, I believe it was Messi. He switched it to Messi, and then eventually Messi, he found him on a run. It was a darting run to the net, something you don't really see de Jong do, get into the area like that. And he took it off the chest one time, just brought it on foot, and first time finish. It was a beautiful goal by de Jong. I mean, what a goal by him. Not something you expect from him, to be honest, because it's something he lacks in his game, but hopefully this is a step in the right way for him, and hopefully he can continue to do that. And like I said, it was a quick reply from Barcelona. We really looked like we were going to score back, or replied really quickly, because we never had our heads down when we got scored, and I really enjoyed that from the boys last night. I really did. And like I said, Frankie's game was genuinely his best version. This was the best version of Frankie we've seen. But my question is now that, is he being fully utilized? Is his full potential being utilized in that interior role spot? I mean, I do still believe his best position is the CDM role, which is being occupied by Busquets, which I covered in my last game. So I really don't know if we're getting the full potential from this kid. I mean, obviously he still has a long way to go, but I mean, are we fully getting his potential brought out? Well, we have yet to see, so we're gonna find out. And shortly after, Fekir made it 2-1 from some poor defending. Honestly, I feel like our defense is very bad. I'm gonna cover it a little later, but Umtiti really didn't close down. And I mean, it's either you're gonna make an attempt to tackle a guy or commit a foul. You don't backtrack 20-30 meters till he gets into your box and then not even attempt to tackle for him to get a shot on goal. That's just unacceptable by Umtiti. Unacceptable by anybody. I don't understand why defenders do that nowadays. I really don't. It's either, like I said, you attempt to tackle or you make a foul. That's it. You get a yellow card, you get booked, it's done and over with. But Busquets made it 2-2 just before half with a clever finish, but a good shot. And again, this is actually his second goal in the season. It's the first time ever in his 12-year career that he scores 2 goals in a single campaign. And that's insane, guys, given he's the type of player that he is. He's the anchor of the midfield. And it was courtesy of the GOAT, of course. That was Leo's second assist on the night, and it was a good find by him. I mean, he's going to find you if you're in open space, so you don't have to worry about that with Messi. If you're not scoring, he's assisting you. But this guy is a true captain. A true captain is Lionel Messi. This man changed the game at one point. And it came at halftime in the tunnel as they were coming out. He had a couple words to say, which you're going to see here on screen, guys. He really rallied the troops. Messi's pep talk played a part in the victory. And I feel like everything he must have said, obviously, prior to them coming out into the tunnel, everything in the locker room, it was obviously a lot more than what he just said on camera that they captured. He was really rallying the troops to come good, guys. He was the one carrying the burden of the team. He's the captain. He's really our captain, and this is true captain mentality. I don't ever want to hear anybody say Messi's not a true captain, because he is. He really is. He's our captain, and he leads from the front. He leads by example, and the guys followed, and look what they did. They put in a good performance, and we really deserved this win. We really did. But it was none other than Clement Lenglet for the win, and what a goal he scored for us. This guy really towered above to win that header, and it was just a good goal from a center back. I mean, it's something he doesn't do often, but he can do. He has the ability. He was a man on a mission, and he powered his way to the goal. He really did. He deserved it because he beat Barca fair and square on the ball. They were claiming a foul and a push on the back, but there was none of that. He literally just rose up and got over Barca and just won it fair and square. Lenglet's game winner was truly deserved. I mean, like I said, he really did deserve that goal. He went up for it, he fought for it, and he got his goal. He got the merited for the goal because he really did go for that. I mean, you saw it in the video, guys. Like, he really went for it. And of course, Messi made the difference and was crucial again. He had a hat-trick of assists, and I mean, when he doesn't score goals, he still impacts the game by making these assists and knowing he can find his teammates. But the thing is, they have to finish. That's the point of it. If they don't finish, then they're wasting chances put on by him. But now I want to talk a little bit about some of the poor games from last night. And one was definitely Vidal. He finally had a poor game, guys, and he was at fault for the second goal. He gave away a cheap ball in the midfield, and they went on a counter attack, and that's when Fekir scored the goal. And I mean, it's not something that isn't rare from Vidal. He does it from time to time, and it's sad that it cost him a goal because now he might be down the pecking order. Griezmann, again, ghosting again. I mean, how long before the fans turn on this guy? Like, let's be honest at this point. I mean, luckily we weren't home, but I know he's gonna get booed by the fans eventually because he is really doing poorly. He's very inconsistent at this point, and that's bad because we don't have a 9 at the moment, and until one comes in, then we're gonna have to rely on Griezmann a lot more. And although Lenglet got the game winner, it was a foolish yellow card, second yellow card that saw him get red, and now he's gonna miss the next game against Getafe, who is in third place, and it's gonna be a crucial game even though we were at home. But now Setien has a headache because he only has potentially one fit center back in Umtiti, and a Rejao, who is a B team player, but we don't know. We're gonna see what happens with that. And if this wasn't a foul, or if this is a foul outside the box, then it's one inside as well, guys. Honestly, this rugby tackle by Barca at the end of the game was just stupid to commit by him, but at the same time, it wasn't even called by the referee, and that's sad. It really was. I couldn't understand that, guys. And after the game, Kike Setien had some post-match comments, and I just want to go over a couple of them, or a couple of the ones that I highlighted, and him saying that there were some things that we could do better, but I am happy with the team's mentality and overall performance. The last two games were very difficult. We were pressed and couldn't play the ball out easily. This was an important game because we came from a tough game against Bilbao. There are always some high pressure opponents causing a lot of trouble for the defense. In general, the team is getting better and better, and I definitely agree. The problem is not VAR, which is a tool to make football more fair, but we need to standardize the use of it. There is footage that is recorded and yet not even checked by the referees, and that is facts, legit. They check everything, but they don't always review it, and I cannot understand that by VAR. I really do not. This ref had no control over the game whatsoever. He had questionable calls going on both ends. It wasn't just for Barca, it was just for Betis. He had questionable calls going both ways. He gave yellows left, right, and center. There was 2 red cards in the game. Like I said, he had lost all control of this game from practically the very start of it. This game got so heated, it was insane. Like, it was just a bad game. Moving on to a little more pressing matters, though, we have conceded 28 goals in 23 games, guys. That is the worst record in 17 years to date after 23 rounds in La Liga, and that is atrocious. That is horrible, guys. That is absolutely horrible. We cannot concede this many goals and expect to win the Liga. We really cannot. Hopefully it gets better, because or else we're going to suffer. And Setien really needs to address these defensive issues quickly, because like I said, we're going to suffer if we don't, because I believe it's Real Madrid have only conceded 14 goals this season, and that's crazy compared to what they usually concede. And the fact that we're conceding so many is just absurd. We cannot concede that many goals, guys. But credit to Real Betis, they made us sweat for these 3 points. They really did. This was a hard comeback victory by Barcelona. We won 3-2. We were down twice and we came back. Credit to the team. These guys put out their heart for that game. We really deserved this win because they really performed well. And this is coming off Bilbao loss, which we didn't deserve to lose either. And in other news, some reports out of Spain saying that Cavani had rejected Barcelona in January because he was holding out from a summer move to Atletico Madrid. And I just find it funny because he didn't want to be the Suarez replacement, but at the same time, he knew he was going to get PT, so I found that a little funny. But reports out of Spain are saying that William Jose is the wanted man for Barcelona, with Real Sociedad asking for 35 million euros, is what Marca's reporting. And I feel like that's excessive for a 28-year-old, and for the caliber that he is, I feel like it's way too excessive. And I mean, at this point, it's an emergency buy, so we're going to take what we can get, guys. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Join the FCB Army, guys. And as always, I will catch you in the next one.